Wait, no, not yet. Okay,
And now we're live.
Sports Entertainment tonight.
Sports Entertainment tonight. Welcome to the show.
To the show.
To the show we go. It is WrestleMania week, folks.
That was last week.
Well, it was last week, but we're talking about it this week.
Yep.
So that's what we talk about. This is the biggest week in wrestling out of all of the weeks in wrestling combined. So we're going to talk about it. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got NXT that happened, right?
Yep.
We've got the WWE Hall of Fame inductees. We've got some NXT spoilers. Shh. Debuts on Raw.
And
We've
NXT.
got WrestleMania 32 highlights, which, holy crap, WrestleMania was nearly 7 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, get your WrestleMania fix right quick, huh?
Yeah, but it was only $9.99.
$9.99, so that ends up being about like $1.40 per hour.
Yep.
Not too bad.
Give WWE their money.
Give them their money. Money. So, yes, they also had Monday Night Raw, the infamous Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, we want, like always, the best Raw or show of the year.
Well, it's kind of where they start from scratch and just say, hey, let's just rewrite the script.
Yep.
And I think people enjoyed the blank slate, just so they can mess it up all over again this year.
I hope they don't mess it up. But it probably will.
It's WWE.
We're just going to be positive, Stop being negative. Be positive.
Stop being such a negative Nancy, Nick.
Yeah.
So
That means y'all too, We need to stop being negative against WWE. Stop being positive.
Well, and I mean, here's the thing is like, okay, are we going a new direction? Last night on Monday Night Raw, it seemed as though the WWE is going a new direction with all these indie stars, all the NXT stars coming in. And was that a result of Shane McMahon running Raw? And
they're trying to make it seem like it, but it's just, I think the company knows now that everybody's injured. And since Daniel Bryan became a good hit, and people love like the indie guys as being, future stars or stars by themselves.
Fans just like people that can wrestle and have a good personality.
Yeah.
So that's really what it kind of boils down
I guess
to.
WWE has to listen to the people,
They do. Which I like that background, Jacob. It's a fancy background where we got some websites in the background.
Y'all are in that room. That's behind you. You have all these computers.
So we're in the room. It's got extra chairs back there.
Yeah.
See, look, let me move the chair.
Because we have so much information. That's why we need those computers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Because we're that
we
good.
stay up to date on all of the up and coming wrestling news, right?
Yes. Debut tonight with the Vaudevillains from NXT.
From NXT, the Vaudevillains. Ooh. I'm a gentleman, right?
Gentlemen.
So yes, we're seeing all kind of debuts, and we'll actually get to Monday Night Raw here in a second, which it is live Tuesday, April 4th. Call on in later, because we got stuff to talk about. So all our typical fans, we know there's thousands of you there.
Yeah, millions.
Thousands.
The thousands.
The thousands and hundreds and hundreds.
We're the people's show.
The People's Show, right here.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Mark? We had a lot going on WrestleMania weekend. Should we just start from the beginning with NXT TakeOver Dallas?
Yep, we should.
All right. Well, a lot of people first off said that NXT TakeOver Dallas was a lot better than WrestleMania, and it really kind of set the bar high for WrestleMania weekend. That you got a tough act to follow, WrestleMania.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Well, we'll get to that. But in our opening match at NXT TakeOver, they were announced that they were going to have 6 matches, but they only ended up having 5. But the opening match was the Revival defending their tag team championships against American Alpha.
And it was a pretty awesome match. One of the best matches in a long time.
Really good match. I mean, because both of these guys, both tag teams are old school. They are very technically skilled in the ring. Both use very good teamwork together, and it's just got the tag team psychology down. The tag team divisions, between NXT and WWE are looking pretty good here.
Yeah, it's going back to like the Attitude or LUS Aggression era. I hope it's because tag team has lost start in wrestling, these days. And they need to be more. WWE needs to be. It's getting back in the Indies and Ring of Honor and TNA, but WWE needs to step it up and get more. They've always been a good tag team company. They need to start doing that more.
Well, and I've said it here on this show for definitely a few times.
Since the beginning,
that they need to have undercard tag matches.
Yeah.
Like they did the Dudleys and the Usos at WrestleMania 32. Undercard tag matches are the way to get
and
more
tell a
people
story.
on the card.
And try to help.
Well, and it creates tag team contenders for the title. Because how do you make a number one contender if nobody else is wrestling on the card?
Yeah. Or just put people together, like they used to.
And I'm a big fan of number one contender matches. I think those are as important as title matches.
Yeah.
So having a number one contenders match on Monday Night Raw, the main event last night for the world title was.
And we're pretty
huge,
shocked that they.
I think they almost should, on pay-per-view events, every match should be either a title match or a number one contender match.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a brutal grudge match or something.
Yeah.
But it should have a purpose to it.
Yeah, it should. But the American Alphas won, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good match. They did have a botch here or there. But, overall, a lot of close falls. But I think they have some little prop suplex slam that they do together. And they showed JR in the crowd.
Yeah.
Goodwill, huh?
It's going to be a slobber knocker.
And they showed a Japanese star, I don't remember his name, but he's going to be participating in this cruiserweight series that we have coming up.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and if you were a fan of the cruiserweight division back in the days in WCW, then whoa, this is going to be really good. And I'm wondering if it's going to be a WWE title or if it's going to be an NXT title. I'm thinking that's where they make their mid-card title for NXT, is a cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Baron Corbin, who had a big weekend, went against Austin Aries, who was debuting on in the ring.
He's like the people's, he's TNA CM Punk, but now...
Well, Austin Aries had to get pretty quick on Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin's a big old dude. But, it was the Baron Corbin kind of beat him down. But, these two really, their chemistry worked out because, Aries is more of a quicker guy. And Corbin's more of the big bruiser. But, it was a decent match. Not spectacular. To me, it was probably the weakest match on the card. But it was a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Going back to the tag match and the opening match, I had that rated as an A-.
Yeah, and what's the Austin Aries and Baron Corbin?
I had as a B+, even still. And that was the lowest rating of the night.
Yeah. Step it up, WWE. NXT's doing a lot better than you.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, in the next match, Sami Zayn against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Wow, that was one of the best matches they had in a while.
Good wrestling. It's good wrestling.
5-star, A+, smiley face.
It is in the early running for match of the year.
Yeah.
But wow, Shinsuke Nakamura came out with the cool entrance. He's just like this wicked, crazy, flamboyant, what, kind of thing, So the fans are totally digging it.
Yep.
They were saying, holy shit, and yes, chance, but he's the king of the strong style.
He's stiff.
He's very stiff, and if you don't know what that means, that basically means he hits you very hard, and he kicks you very hard. But hey, we enjoy realisticness in wrestling, right? So it was a good match. A lot of kind of, I guess, one-upsmanship. You know, Sami Zayn was just like, I'm not going to have you step over me in your debut. Even though I think Sami Zayn is probably main roster now. Probably not doing much NXT, especially after the ovation he got after the match. And it seemed like it was his last match in NXT kind of thing. But that doesn't go without saying that this was an awesome match. It was probably like a good 20 to 30 minute match even.
Yeah, and they told a story.
They really did. I mean, and I'll kind of read through my notes that I had here. Some really hard, stiff knees, as you mentioned. Sami Zayn did his little flop dive, crossbody. They got the "This is awesome" chance. They traded blows to basically they got it to exhaust. Nakamura had a bloody nose, some hard shots. Let's see, the Koji Clutch, they kind of traded some submission moves. The missed Helluva kick to a Thunderbomb kick out.
Yep.
And then, let's see, kicked Sami Zayn, DDT through the turnbuckle, knee to the back of the head. Then the King Jaza Goodnight Speed Prince was his finishing move.
Yes.
And that did it. But holy crap. A+ match, really good match. Nakamura will be NXT champion. He'll be on the main roster before you know it. Because I mean, the dude's got charisma. You know, I mean, like you like a guy like Hideo Itami, for instance. But I mean, whoa, nowhere near the charisma that Nakamura has. And I don't even know if the dude speaks English. You know,
I think he does.
He probably speaks a little bit. You would think. But I was a fan of the match, personally. Next, we have the women's title.
Yep, Bayley against Asuka.
And then this was a big surprise as well. In that Asuka, you know, she's got that hard style as well, you know, which a lot of the Japanese wrestlers do. You know,
and
that
women,
have been coming. Yeah, including the women, like Asuka. But it was a good match. There was, you know, Bayley was pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, like
she trying to retain her title, and she could really almost just about have a good match with any of these women. It appeared like she had a decent match with Nia Jax. You know, so I think a lot of people were looking for Bayley to possibly debut on the roster. They were cheering her name at Raw, but it didn't happen. Which, you know, Bayley still got a rematch, but she did end up losing to Asuka.
But I think NXT needs her right now because that many women wrestlers.
Well, they got basically 3 or 4 names in the division right now. Well, I mean, you could argue there's more. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But Asuka ended up getting Bayley in the Asuka lock, you know, which is kind of and like a cross-face kind of thing. Well, no, she didn't even tap. She passed out. Passed out. And, yeah, so the ref called it. So that'll definitely lead to a rematch.
And her biggest fan cried, too. She's upset.
Well, of course. Which, that kind of led to some big news, because after that match, they showed Bobby Roode in the crowd.
You never know.
Which I'm sure Bobby Roode's actually not used to having crowds that big around him.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you don't know Bobby Roode, he actually debuted in the WWE. He was, I think, a Tough Enough contestant. And he ended up... TNA, yeah. Tits and ass.
We gotta see that information, though.
What's that?
We gotta see that if that information is true or not.
Oh, no, I got him mixed up with Matt Morgan. That's right. Matt Morgan was on NXT. Yeah, never mind. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor in the main event.
Yeah, Finn Balor kind of put some blue in his costume a little bit.
Well, it was like a Texas chainsaw kind of thing, and it came out with the chainsaw. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that is. But early in the match, these two kind of headbutt, and it opened up Samoa Joe's eye a little bit. And he was bleeding profusely.
And he said, and the crowd said, Joe's gonna kill you.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. The refs kept on stopping the match and to make sure the bleeding was stopping. So the fans weren't a big fan of that. They were saying, let him bleed. They were saying FPG.
Yeah.
You know, not really F, but you know what I'm talking about. And so needless to say, It was BS, is what they were cheering, because they want to see blood. They want to see these warriors go at it. Yep. And the WWE, they don't want to have a lot of blood.
The kids aren't going to like it. The parents aren't going to like it.
Well, I think it's, the age of suing people. So, I guess they're trying to avoid litigation. They've got all these concussion lawsuits probably coming.
Yeah, you know what?
They're trying to stay ahead of the game. They're really ahead of the NFL as far as their concussion protocol.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
That's a good thing, too, this day and age.
But much better match than what they had at NXT TakeOver London, in my opinion. It's still a good match. I only gave it a B+. I gave the women's match an A. Sami Zayn and Nakamura A+. You don't get much better than that.
Yeah, nothing better than that. Come on, WWE.
Yeah, well, so that was the NXT TakeOver Dallas. They actually filmed the next 3 weeks of NXT at the Access, WWE WrestleMania Access. So we got some spoilers for you folks, and this will kind of give you a clue of where they're going with the NXT storylines, which there's really nothing that is too great here. But we have Asuka and Eva Marie. This is going to take place on Wednesday. And we're not going to give you who wins. You can guess who wins between Asuka and Eva Marie, huh? The Revival against some jobbers. You can guess. Let's see. Team Hype against Blake and Murphy. And the Revival might even be involved in that. We have Carmella, who's one of the women's names in NXT, versus Aaliyah. Did she come back from the dead? Let's see. Nakamura main events against Elias Sampson or Elias Sampson.
Yeah, I thought Elias. He needs to tweak up his character.
Which, speaking of which, that was the match that got cut at NXT TakeOver Dallas.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Baron Corbin. It was Elias Sampson against Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
So they scrapped it. Oh well. But yeah, that guy's not really getting over anyway. So he's probably ready for the barrier right now.
Cruz is pretty much in Raw. I don't think he really cares.
Well, he debuted. Doesn't mean he's gonna stay. So that is the episode of NXT this week. Then the following week they'll have American Alpha versus Enzo and Cass, who are kind of on the main roster now. Bada boom, the realest guys in the room. How you doing? All right. Let's see. Nia Jax against Deanna. I don't know who that is, but hey, I'm sure it's a good match, right? Levi Valenzuela. Don't know who that is. He goes against Alex Wolf. Don't know who that is. But we'll see. We'll see in a couple weeks. Samoa Joe goes against Apollo Crews. That could be pretty good, right? Austin Aries against Angelo Dawkins.
Pretty good match.
Angelo Dawkins sighting. So that's the main event of that night. Then on 420, y'all, smoke it up. Alexa Bliss and Tessa. Okay, I like Alexa Bliss. She's tasty.
Yeah.
Then we got Ciampa and Gargano. I'm a fan of them as well. They're going against the Vaudevillains. Baron Corbin against Tucker Knight. Bailey against Liv Morgan. And then we got Nakamura again against Ty Dillinger.
That's a big good match.
10. Yeah.
10.
So that is NXT news. How about that?
How about that?
It was a success overall for, the underground company, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much.
That underground.
But I hope, the guys that are NXT can do the same in WWE,
We will see, because the WWE hasn't been too successful at putting over a lot of these NXT talents.
Yeah.
Really the ones that have gotten over have done it on their own, like Kevin Owens,
Yeah.
So that leads us to Saturday night of WrestleMania weekend, which was the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
We had The Godfather open up the show. He was
inducted by APA. Pretty funny APA introduction. They were like, "We'll tell you the story," and they're like, JBL pretty much said, "Let me tell you all a story." And Ron Simmons kind of said, "Hey man, don't say that."
Right.
Yeah.
Which I read some of the highlights. Honestly, I didn't watch it, folks. You know, I mean, I went to the Hall of Fame a couple years ago when the Warrior got inducted.
The Warrior.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite?
Well, I mean, like he was like my childhood hero kind of thing, or one of them at least. You know, so I felt the need. And it was in New Orleans, so you know, why not? Why not?
And the last time he was the last weekend he was on Earth too. You know?
You're right about that. So, you know, ever since then, though, I haven't really had too much of an interest. I mean, like, I watch some of the highlights, you know, but it's just really like 30-minute, 45-minute long speeches. You know,
and had a few people that I was really happy for. They got in, like the Freebirds, really happy they got in. It's been time.
I'm very happy for them. However, I don't need to watch their 45-minute long speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all good.
And Michael Hayes sang Backstreet USA.
Mark's got the highlights for you here, folks. You know, so.
Did you like that Indian? Backstreet USA.
You're way off.
Yeah.
Keep your day job.
All right.
Hey-o. But as you mentioned, Stan Hansen was inducted next by Vader.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Vader had kind of teased the Hall of Fame a couple months ago, and we thought it was going to be Vader going
That was
in.
going to be Stan Hansen. He told us through about him, his eye popping out during a match, and somebody put the eye back in, you know.
Get the ball back in.
Vader put the eye back in. If you've never seen it, look it up on YouTube.
I already did. It's pretty gruesome.
I need to look at that. So, folks, if you heard that, check out Vader putting back Stan Hansen's eyeball.
No, Vader.
Putting his own eye back in.
Yeah.
Oh, his own eyeball back in.
Yeah.
I stand
Don't read
corrected.
it.
I'll have to
Don't
look
watch
that
it.
up.
Don't watch it while you're eating or with a full stomach.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know that's what you're doing right now, folks. It's dinner time.
Yeah.
So next was Jacqueline, who got inducted by the Dudley Boys.
Yeah. Pretty good. She still looks the same, you know. I guess.
She really does. You know.
I guess black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next, the Freebirds.
Yeah, 45-minute. They played Freebird by Leonard Skinner. I guess they.
Yeah, New Day inducted them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that was the highlight of the night, really, as far as like
very
the best
entertaining,
speech.
you know?
Yeah, they say that Michael Hayes was very entertaining, from what I read about it.
Yeah. Bad Street.
Yeah, apparently that's something how it went, folks. Look it up on YouTube,
He
right?
went sing to the crowd and stuff. How, you know, just the showman he is.
Oh, of course.
Sexy.
Which, I mean, they say Michael Hayes was kind of the brainchild behind New Day.
Yeah.
And behind a lot of entertaining acts throughout WrestleMania history.
Yeah. Because he's poor sexy. The Pensacola Michael Hayes.
You got it, man.
With his Pepto-Bismol suit. With his fanny pack.
Nice. Yes,
Remember
yes,
that?
indeed. Yes. Next, the Boss Man.
Big Boss Man. My
He-
favorite of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, which his family accepted. They always have one deceased member
Yeah.
being inducted.
And they brought out his nightstick. That's the real deal, yeah.
Right. And then we see Slick inducted him.
Yep. Slick Lick.
Then Snoop Dogg wow, with John Cena inducting him.
Yeah. John Cena's back there.
So light up a fatty for this Pimp Daddy.
Yep.
Joan London got the Warrior Award. She was inducted by Dana Warrior. Who her name really is Dana Warrior.
Yeah, the Warrior.
Yep. So I wonder, is Warrior's name like first name Ultimate?
Yep.
No, he legally changed his name to Warrior.
It's just Warrior.
It was just Warrior.
Just
just
Warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah, I figured it was just Warrior, but it would be cool if his first name was Ultimate. You know.
He
Why
didn't
not?
think that far ahead.
Right, exactly.
Let's just say.
There's probably already a copyright on that. Let's see. Then in our main event, we have Sting being inducted by Ric Flair, which Ric Flair, I heard, kind of went off on rambling about his own career kind of thing.
Yeah, and people are probably thinking like, then the things like, is this about Sting or is this about Ric Flair?
Right. Well, but the big news, I guess, out of Sting's
And
speech,
retired.
that he officially retires, which he has been kind of saying that he wants one more match with Undertaker at WrestleMania. We'll see if it happens maybe next year. Come out of retirement.
I think they'll put in a good match. Everybody says it's gonna suck, you know. They'll be like,
Hey,
man.
Undertaker just went against Shane McMahon, who's
Yeah.
like 50 years old, you know, so why not? Next year's Hall of Fame, any predictions?
I wish Owen Hart, British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid. Who else never been there? Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Who else never been?
I've got on my list, you named a lot of them, the Owen Hart, British Bulldog, Rick Rude. How about Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
I mean, he's officially
think?
retired, right?
We have a correspondent, Ian. What did you think about Daniel Bryan going in? Think it's too early? Because Andrew went in, but he retired.
But you also have to think about where they're going to be next year. They're going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go with Florida-centric. Eddie Graham, more than likely, because
Yeah.
Orlando is his hotspot.
You're right.
Is Jamaican Queen, Dusty Rhodes. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Who's
Yeah,
that?
he's already Dusty Rhodes.
So you can't put him in. Eddie Graham is going to be a shoe-in. He's going to be their posthumous inductee next year.
I think it'll be the Graham family, Mike and Eddie Graham.
Huh?
I think it's going to be all the Grahams.
I think it'll go more Eddie because he was a booker and Mike had a mediocre career.
Yeah.
I think Eddie gets it before Mike does.
But you know that's Vince McMahon's favorite wrestler, and that's one of Vince McMahon's idols,
Who's that?
Eddie Graham.
Eddie Graham. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you get Eddie Graham, you put him in. After that, I don't know. Maybe they do put Daniel Bryan in. Maybe they use him to sell tickets.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. They got Daniel Bryan, Owen Hart, but Owen Hart apparently has an issue with his ex-wife.
Yeah, never allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And
What about Steve Kern?
Who?
Steve Kern Skinner.
No.
Definitely the tag team for next year, Demolition.
Yeah, Demolition would be really good.
They need to put
Yeah,
Demolition in.
Last superstar, he worked that territory for a long time.
And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but the WWE actually even posted something that they're going to kind of start mass putting a bunch of old wrestlers from like the 1940s, 50s, and
Which the
60s.
Legacy Hall of Fame induction was the best thing that they did all night.
Right, right.
Your Hackenschmidts, your Frank Gotches, Lou Thez,
Yeah.
Ed Strangler Lewis.
So I think they're going to start mass putting the legacy candidates in there just so they can fill up their Hall of Fame with wrestling
which is
history.
Smart. You got a celebrity wing, you may as well have a legacy chapter.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it shows your real history, and then it will have your WWE will be the.
And they're having a building too, you know. You're going next year?
I don't know. I was supposed to go this year, and that kind of fell through. So
Well, it's kind of a crappy card. Not a lot of motivation.
yeah, I was happy I got my money back.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, speaking of which, folks, we're talking WrestleMania. You should tune in
32.
because, hey, the card wasn't that bad, right?
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, the card was about 7 hours long. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
The kickoff show, which apparently, you know, it started around 4 o'clock as far as just the highlights and the promos and all that good stuff. Our first match kind of started off about 4:45.
Yeah. It was Kalisto, Lucha, U.S. champion.
Boo!
Yeah.
And Ryback.
Or Gilbert.
Feed him more.
Gilbert.
Stupid!
Or Gilbert.
The stadium was only about a quarter to a third full at the time. Because, hey, if you're at WrestleMania, do you really want to go in at 4 o'clock? No, you don't.
Yes. If Ryback and Kalisto aren't wrestling.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, really, I'm going to be there till 10 o'clock at least, which, of course, WrestleMania ended up running almost till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't want to sit in a stadium seat for 7 hours, personally. That's me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Ryback pretty much dominated the match as we predicted, you know, threw him around. Kalisto had his high-flying counters.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's all that good stuff. There's the superplex. Yeah, that was kind of a decent spot. Kalisto in the match accidentally pulled off the turnbuckle, and Ryback's kind of pulling on him,
Yeah.
which of course he got a little trip. Of course, you knew somebody's gonna trip and hit the turnbuckle, the exposed turnbuckle at least. But Ryback tripped, hit the turnbuckle, and he got the Salida del Sol, and retains the U.S. title.
Boo!
Well, and apparently we got this cruiserweight series coming. You know, I'd like to see Kalisto be a part of that.
Yeah, also I'd like to see him be against like Jusen Liger and Ultimate Dragon, maybe some
But yeah, the U.S. title. I mean, and it's really a lot of the writers' fault. I mean, because Kalisto, he is the next Rey Mysterio in the WWE, like it or not, and he's just as talented, in my opinion.
Donald Trump probably mad, a Mexican is the U.S. champion.
Well, I mean, I don't care about that. It's just book him better. Which, as I was telling you earlier, Mark, I think more and more so Vegas is kind of playing a role in who wins these matches or not.
Yeah.
Because, hey, when we get to our Intercontinental title match, you'll understand.
Yeah, you understand.
So next on the kickoff show was the Total Divas versus Bad and Blonde. So we had Paige, Eva Marie, Brie Bella, Alicia Fox, and Natalya go against Naomi, Tamina, Lana, Summer Rae, and Emma.
I don't know. If I would have been there, that would have been my time to get some food and get a beer.
Definitely. That would have been my time to probably go outside, smoke a cigarette, smoke a bowl. But hey, that's me. Let's see. The team.
Summer Rae on TV? That's must-see television.
Yeah, exactly. Well, everybody was hating on Summer Rae and Eva kind of in the beginning. But it was really a lot of Emma in this match, which was, pleasantly surprising, I suppose.
This Emma, remember, don't still.
She got out of Dallas without getting arrested for shoplifting.
Yeah, exactly.
At Walmart, too.
But Eva Marie, she was not that bad.
Yeah.
Which the fact that Eva Marie was not that bad at WrestleMania tells me she will be the women's champion before the end of the year. Yes, like it or not, Eva Marie will be the women's champion by the end of the year. Before Bayley.
That means you people, if you work hard and, practice, you could be good as Eva Marie.
Or if you suck really good. Yay. Anyways, we didn't really see much of Lana in this one. I mean, it was Lana's debut. She looked hot.
What she wore, I didn't see.
It was kind of like a onesie kind of thing, but it had the cleave show, But she only came in, did a couple kicks.
You want the pressure?
Yeah, it wasn't anything too great. But I thought Eva Marie, she did like a Hurricane Rana, a couple suplexes, did her sliced bread ×2 or whatever it's called. And I thought it was good. They kind of at the end of the match had a melee of all their finishers, and Brie came in. Apparently she's retiring, and she got the pin for the Total Divas. So yay. Actually, it was a bunch of Daniel Bryan moves.
It's a tribute.
Yeah, a little tribute to Daniel Bryan with actually her getting the yes lock for one of the first times.
Yes.
So, good for her. Which right after that, Lita came out and made an announcement that we no longer will have a Divas division.
Yes. No tramp stamp title anymore.
No more tramp stamp title. So, we will have the women's title, however.
Yeah, it's it looks like the WWE Championship, but it's white. And instead of like the white check at the bottom, it's red, and it's instead of black background, it's a red background.
And it's somewhat smaller in scale, but it's essentially the exact same belt as the WWE champion.
Yeah, it's.
Which, hey, equality, why not? Have a white belt, have a black belt, have a women's belt, have a men's belt.
How you like it, Ian?
I mean, I guess
How you like the new women's title?
It's about damn time they stop referring to it as divas and start calling it a women's championship.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Design, the Orange County Choppers belt design looks better for the women's belt than it does the World Heavyweight Championship.
Exactly.
Winged Eagle or Big Gold, damn it.
Yeah.
Next, we had a tag match, undercard tag match, which we like. Undercard tag matches was the Usos, who that family is just not getting over with this WrestleMania crowd.
I know it's just been weird with them coming back when they were injured.
Since they've been back, well, they just kind of do the same thing over and over, and it's just kind of gotten stale. It's like been 3 years, okay, get something new.
Maybe they're going to go back being heel.
Maybe so, change it up. I mean, because they're getting booed right now just because it's stale.
Yeah.
And New Day is better. I mean, they're more entertaining, I'm sorry. But, because the Usos were kind of that cool tag team before the New Day came around, and now New Day is much cooler.
They got hurt, then people I guess people forgot about them, and they're like, New Day the debut, and New Day was started being real comical and real entertaining, and I guess people are like, yeah, the Usos, we have a new tag team now.
Right. Well, and getting to our grades, I kind of forgot about my little grades I have for them because I'm a teacher. Kalisto and Ryback, I gave a B.
B.
Maybe even a B minus. Divas match was not the train wreck that I expected it to be. I gave it a B minus. Not bad. Usos and Dudley Boys felt like it was rushed. They had too many super kicks. The Usos, all they do is super kicks and splashes.
Yeah, they didn't do more.
Yeah, super kicks and splashes. That's it, and punches. Let's see. So they did some super kicks. They pinned Devon. Dudley's jumped him afterwards, but they put him on tables. Uso did the Uso splash through tables. Underwhelming. Kind of felt rushed a little bit because it was toward the end of the kickoff show. I gave it a C. One of the underwhelming moments of the night. But our opening match of WrestleMania, woo! Intercontinental ladder match.
Guess what? Woo woo woo.
Woo woo woo. You know it. That somebody made some money if they bet on Zack Ryder at WrestleMania.
This guy thinks Vegas fixed WrestleMania.
I think they booked possibly.
I think a 5-year-old booked WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Possibly so, but I think a couple of the riders probably went and cashed in a little bet on Zack Ryder in Vegas under some anonymous names or something like that. And they got paid, folks. I can't remember. I had the odds written somewhere. I don't know.
But you think about it though, he kind of deserves it. How long he's been in WWE, and people cheer when he won.
Right. Well, the participants involved were Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. We had The Miz, Sami Zayn, Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, and Kevin Owens, the defending Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, just woo.
Some really cool spots. A lot of ladder shots, hitting people with the ladders. Just let me read through some of these spots. A lot of spill out off on the ladders.
Jumping over the top rope.
Sami Zayn had an awesome spot diving through the ladder and then through the ropes doing a DDT. That's one of his spots. But Sami Zayn brought the heat. 2 nights in a row or 3 nights.
Isn't that his first WrestleMania?
Of course, yeah. He's hardly been on the main roster, and he goes and has an awesome match with Nakamura on Friday night, and does pretty awesome in the Intercontinental title match. This dude is going to be pretty big in the WWE because he's just got something lovable about him.
He's the indie guy. He was a El Gennaro.
So he just connects to fans.
Yeah.
He's kind of an everyday guy, next door guy or whatever you want to call it.
He's a cool ginger. Just remember.
Let's see. Sin Cara did a flip off the rope. I thought that was pretty cool.
And he didn't botch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Dolph Ziggler super kicks everybody. Stardust did a little helicopter with his Dusty Rhodes table. Was one of the memorable moments. Let's see. Miz did a skull crushing finality on a ladder. On somebody. Kevin Owens did a frog splash on Sami Zayn on a ladder. Pop-up powerbomb Miz. Zack Ryder elbow off the top of a ladder.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else good? Kevin Owens pushed Sin Cara off the top of the ladder to end up breaking Stardust, who was laying on a ladder at the time. That was one of the bigger spots of the matches. Let's see. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did a suplex. Kevin Owens' head over a ladder. That didn't look very fun for Kevin Owens. But Miz, pretty much after that happened, Miz had it won. He went up, sat on the title, sat on the top of the ladder, started posing, reached for the title, and Zack Ryder came up, pushed him off, won the title. To everybody's amazement. But as you said, he deserves it, right?
Yeah.
Why does he deserve it?
I guess he's been a hard worker and he's been down on the down lower cards, but people start always wanted. Like you hear people sometimes at Raw, SmackDown, we want Ryder. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, he's been kind of working the NXT circuit as a tag team with Mojo Rawley, Team Hype or whatever. So I mean, you got to give it to the guy. He really performed well at WrestleMania, but poor old guy. Many people on the internet predicted it. He ended up losing it the next night. So we will see, because on SmackDown, which we'll try and read you some spoilers before the end of the night, which we got to kind of speed up our pace a little bit. We'll read you some spoilers before the end of the night, because apparently Zack Ryder's getting his Intercontinental title rematch. I personally think they wanted Miz to win at WrestleMania. They wanted him to be the next Intercontinental Champion because they have bigger plans for Kevin Owens, by the way. But they didn't want Miz to win at WrestleMania. You know, give the crowd a big cheer. So, kind of to move through our card a little faster, because we only got about 15 minutes left. We've got Jericho against, which I gave the ladder match A, by the way. That was one of the best matches of the night. We have Chris Jericho against AJ Styles for about the 8th time.
But it's a really good match there.
Really good match. It was kind of the same, like, one-upsmanship type stuff that we saw in Nakamura and Sami Zayn. A lot of trash talking, which I think that's where Jericho is at his best, doing the trash talking. But the phenomenal forearm countered into a code breaker, won the match for Y2J, which was a big surprise. Everybody had AJ Styles winning, which was another one of my, Vegas. I don't know.
But AJ Styles is still over, doesn't really matter.
Well, and I almost thought that they were trying to put over Jericho to go against Roman Reigns next. But, that didn't end up happening. So, what was once a tag team title match then became a handicap match, then became a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania. So, they changed their mind a few times. Oh well. But it was the New Day against the League of Nations minus Wade Barrett, which I think they're getting ready to kick Wade Barrett, to the streets. So, New Day came out of a cereal box, a really big cereal box at WrestleMania with,
Big old Booty-O's cereal.
Big old Booty-O's. They make sure you a booty. So, decent match. The match wasn't really too much. Alberto Del Rio, let's see. It was Barrett elbow. What's his elbow called?
It's an elbow, bull hammer.
The bull hammer. He bull hammered Xavier Woods, which Sheamus then brogued him after that.
Bro kicked him. Fender!
And they ended up winning. Afterwards, Barrett got on the mic and started bragging. No 3 men could take us on.
And guess who came out?
Ooh, I marked out.
HBK.
He's just your sexy boy.
But he came out in his chaps.
And then Mick Foley.
The hardcore legend, Mr. Sacco.
Who was kind of dressed as Cactus Jack, which means he was in a hardcore kind of mood. But he did have a noticeable limp. And then, what?
No, they said the glass breaks. And everybody goes crazy.
Stone Cold!
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Which at the time, New Day took out Wade Barrett out of the ring, which made it a 3-on-3, kind of occasion. Foley got the Sacco on Sheamus with the mandible claw. Let's see, Shawn Michaels did his kick, Sweet Chin Music, on Alberto Del Rio. And Stone Cold got the old stunner on Rusev. What? Then afterwards, it was a dance party with the New Day. They drank some beer.
Shawn Michaels twerking. Mick Foley did a little...
They tried to get Stone Cold to dance.
He kind of did a little dad dance that he just said, this ain't for me, and stunned Xavier Woods.
Which Xavier Woods said even on Raw that he had that coming to him. But that was one of the best moments of the night. I gave that segment an A+. Next, we have Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose.
I really let down with the match of...
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't.
I thought it was gonna be crazier.
I just thought it was gonna be more hardcore than that.
Yeah.
It was kind of a letdown as far as street fight kind of stuff. Okay, does street fight just mean kendo stick now, or kendo stick and chairs? You know, I mean, like, because they teased the baseball bat with barbed wire,
And
they
the chainsaw.
teased the chainsaw, and we know Ambrose has done stuff like that. I mean, come on, WrestleMania. I know you're trying to sell some tickets, but don't tease it if you're not.
I don't
gonna
tease
at least-
it, you know. They're like being a girl, you know. Yeah.
But there were 13 suplexes on Dean Ambrose.
Suplexes.
And let's see some of the spots. Yeah, it was a lot of kendo sticking. Let's see the fire extinguisher. Get us some SmackDown spoilers going. Then no legend weapons. How about that? The women's title match, which kind of was only the midpoint really of WrestleMania.
But it's pretty good. Like it was.
Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte.
Yeah. Sasha Banks had a tribute for Eddie Guerrero. She drew this like Eddie Guerrero.
And she had Snoop walk her out.
Yep.
Charlotte had one of Ric Flair's old robes.
Woo!
You know, which I've been saying she needs to wear like one of her dad's old robes or something like that. You know.
I think she needs to be like a little prima donna, like a rich little brat. You know, that should be her.
Well, she does something similar to that. But yeah, so it was a good match. They had a bunch of good spots for the Divas.
Yeah.
A lot of the submission moves kind of going back and forth. Sasha Banks backstab to a figure 8. Flair hold down Sasha Banks. Becky Lynch tapped out. And Flair is the new women's champion.
Yeah.
They got the big pyro. They got the new belt. You know, they're trying to give the Divas their props. And it's Revolution,
It's not Divas
right?
anymore. It's women's.
Women's. So, Hell in a Cell, Shane O'Mac against Undertaker.
Pretty awesome match for older guys.
Not too bad. It was kind of an Undertaker beatdown early, you know, but Shane O'Mac just kept on a ticking. They ended up opening the cage, and you know, Shane O'Mac was able to disable the Undertaker on top of the announcer table. He climbed up the cage, and one of the biggest spots of WrestleMania.
He did an elbow on the table, but Undertaker moved.
From off the top of the cage, 20 feet in the air, folks. You got to give that props.
And how old is he? Like 48?
Something like that. But the Undertaker moved out of the way. And then pretty much he carried Shane back in the ring, gave him a tombstone, and they carried Shane out on a stretcher. But this was kind of a letdown for me in that, you know, everybody was expecting the swerve in this match. Everybody was kind of expecting Shane O'Mac to win. Everybody was expecting Vince to come out and kind of taunt the Undertaker, you know, and Undertaker chokeslam him or something. I mean, but none of that happened. And then it was kind of pointless because Shane O'Mac loses, and so he doesn't get control of Raw. But then the next night, Shane O'Mac runs Raw.
Yeah.
Vinnie Mac just kind of gets a soft spot in his heart. Oh, let me just let you run Raw, Shane O'Mac.
Yeah.
So, whatever. The Battle Royal. Surprise entrance.
Shaq. Yeah.
We got Shaq in the Battle Royal. Which basically they had all the entrants come out, and Tatanka was even. Baron Corbin was a surprise entrant.
His debut.
See, we have Mark Henry, Kane, DDP as a surprise entrance. It's me, DDP. Anyways, but yeah, your boy Baron Corbin ended up winning the Battle Royal, and he eliminated Kane to do so.
Kane!
But everybody kind of eliminated Big Show and Shaq together, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that. Then we get a segment where the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders come out.
Yeah, the only thing that the Cowboy cheerleaders the Cowgirls can only cheer for in
Really?
Stadium.
Yeah, the only championships being won here, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, then The Rock came out with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. They kind of announced the attendance record, which was, they said at the time, was 101,763. They really said it was closer to like 94,000, something like that.
Still break the record.
Yeah. But then the Wyatts interrupted They kind of went back and forth.
Yep. Pretty funny segment,
It was really good.
They pretty much, he put over like the Wyatts,
He said that they looked like they were inbred brothers or something like that, and that what's his name, Braun Strowman looks like he's still being breastfed.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And Eater of the Worlds is more like the Eater of Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
That was a good one as well. Let's see. So it ended up being a match. Rock versus Eric Rowan.
The Rock was geared up, man. He had his elbow pads, his boots.
Ready to go for
pads.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Got to be ready at WrestleMania.
Just breathe.
So 6 seconds, The Rock gave him a rock bottom.
People's elbow.
Boom, that was it. But the Wyatt family came in to kind of circle him, and they're about to jump him. But we have a save.
By whom?
Dun, 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 dun.
He's back. What?
John Cena comes back to save The Rock. They get their 5-knuckle shuffle, their people's elbow on Bray Wyatt. Then there you go. In our main event of WrestleMania, folks, we've got Triple H versus Roman Reigns, which the match did not even start until after 10 o'clock. And it went a good 30, 40 minutes almost. But we have Stephanie McMahon coming out as the evil queen, saying that we're all peasants pretty much, and Triple H, I guess it's like an episode of He-Man or something.
Yeah, but she got some heat. Yeah.
Well, they were trying whatever they could to get people to boo Triple H and cheer Roman Reigns. But yeah, kind of a slow match. And to me, I thought this would have been a good match on any other pay-per-view main event. But at the end of a 7-hour WrestleMania, people are just tired, and this match just wasn't what they were looking for. But ultimately, we got what we expected. Triple H, got his little pedigree in, got his sledgehammer ready, but 2 Superman punches and a spear later, we have a new WWE champion.
Yeah, and he speared Stephanie McMahon. She got knocked out.
And so he got the big WrestleMania pyro, and that was pretty much it.
People kind of booed.
Yeah, it wasn't anything great. So to quickly kind of run through Raw, we had Vince come out to open Monday Night Raw. He was happy with WrestleMania. Shane McMahon came out, shook hands, admitted his loss. But Vince all of a sudden says, hey, let's see what you got. So Shane McMahon ran Monday Night Raw last night. New Day had a tag team title match against the League of Nations with Sheamus and Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett ended up losing it for him, so they kicked Wade Barrett out, which means I think Wade Barrett's about to get fired because he said he was about to quit, really.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. And that's probably why he wasn't on the card at WrestleMania. They're like, screw you, you're not getting on the card. So Barrett was the weakest link, which after they got rid of Barrett, then we have a Wyatt turn.
Yeah.
Into baby faces, right? Because they did the Sister Abigail to Sheamus, and thank you, Wyatt.
Yeah.
So we could see a feud between those two factions. Summer versus Sasha Banks. Quick match, bank statement.
Yep.
Tyler Breeze going against the debut of Apollo Crews.
And Apollo Crews pretty much stole
Dominated. He's very high flying. He's strong. He did like the press flip, the twist bomb.
He can do everything.
He's a good worker. Just got to work on the charisma a little bit. Shane McMahon made a number 1 contenders fatal 4-way match. Let's see. Roman Reigns came out, booed. Let's see. The announcers acknowledged the boos. He makes an open challenge for the WWE title. Jericho calls the crowd idiots, and the crowd starts cheering, "We are idiots." AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn came out. They want that number 1 contendership. But however, later on the night, Sami Zayn got taken out by Kevin Owens. So he's out of the match. We had a surprise entrant in the main event.
Guess who's back? Cesaro.
Yep, and next we see the debut of Baron Corbin on Monday Night Raw, at least, against Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler helped him to look good, but it was a double count out. Next we have an Intercontinental title match. Zack Ryder, which was supposed to be a celebration, ended up getting goaded into an Intercontinental title match with The Miz. which we
Miz
see.
wins by helping Maurice. You think Maurice is back now?
Maurice, his wife, helped him out, and the dad basically got involved. Maurice, and I'm sure they have their rematch going on SmackDown. Lita came out with the Divas title presented to Charlotte. They had a promo. Tables match between the Usos and Dudleys, which I really enjoyed. The fact that they rang the bell early. You're supposed to throw them into the table, not break the tables, which would happen with that. And Bubba Ray was pretty pissed. He said, "What's wrong with you? You're horrible." So the Dudleys were still out there after the commercial break when Enzo and Cass came in. And bada boom, got the gift of gab with the jab.
Pretty awesome. He talked about Devon.
He's going to put Devon's lazy eye back to work.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and they said that the Dudleys were SAWFT, soft. So, let's see. In our main event, we have AJ Styles, Y2J, Kevin Owens, and Cesaro. Awesome match. Cesaro is pretty much the star of the match. However, Pele kick. And then the code breaker, we got the Styles Clash on Y2J. AJ Styles is the #1 contender for the WWE title.
That's crazy.
Folks, this has been the WrestleMania version of Sports Entertainment Tonight. I am Nick Fuquay.
Mark Hall II.
And we have only a little bit of time left, so we're going to spend that time reading SmackDown spoilers.
This is just a little like the matches are happening right now. Roman Reigns comes out, pretty much gets booed like he'd never been booed before. Bottom villains defeated Lucha Dragons and AJ Styles, Cesaro, Jericho, and Owens in a tag team match for the main event.
Sounds like a good match to me.
Yes.
Once again, my name is Nick Fuquay.
Mark Hall II.
Stay tuned, folks. We've got wrestling getting better, and we enjoy that when it gets better. So, Randy.